My friends, you may have noticed that we are somewhere different today. We are at a theater. I love the theater. A theater is where you go watch people act out a story. And sometimes they even sing. I am about to try out to be in a theater show right now. I get to go on stage and show them a little bit of what I can do, and then they'll let me know what part I can play. This is called an audition. I'm super excited. I've always wanted to be a part of a show in a real theater.
Calli, you're next.
Oh, okay. Wish me luck, friends. Here I go. Hello, my name is Calli Ferguson. For my audition, I have prepared multiple performances. For my first performance, I will be pretending that I am a cactus in the desert. Okay, here I go. And scene. Thank you. I will be performing an a cappella version of a song about road trips. Ready? Okay, here I go.
I got my brother on my side and my dad in the front. My mama in the ride and we doing what we want. We sitting first.
Thank you. For my next and final performance, I will be doing a dramatic reading from one of my favorite books, Green Eggs and Ham. Ready? Here I go. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Friends, that was so fun. I can't wait to see what part I will play in the show. While I wait, let's check out our Bible story for today.
It is time for today's Bible story. It comes from the book of Esther, chapter 2. God's people, the Jews, had been taken from Jerusalem, their home, to a distant land and had to live under the rule of many different kings. The current king was named Xerxes. King Xerxes was not a good king, and he did not follow God. In fact, he thought he was God and he could do whatever he wanted. Because of this, when Xerxes was looking for a new queen, he ordered that all the women from all over the land be brought to him one by one so he can choose which one he liked best. Being queen would be a really big job. One of the women who were brought to the king was named Esther. Her cousin, who looked after her, was named Mordecai. Mordecai was a follower of God. He was afraid that something bad might happen to Esther because some people didn't look kindly on the Jews. But when King Xerxes saw Esther, he fell in love. She was his choice, and it wasn't even close. He made her queen right away. Many of God's people had lost hope when they were taken to such a distant land. Maybe some of them might have thought that God wasn't with them anymore. But when Esther became queen, Esther and Mordecai knew for sure that God was still with them and that God works behind the scenes.
Okay, the main character is gonna be played by Chip. Wow, good job, Chip. Oh, let's see. My friends Cadence and Scarlett got good parts too. All my friends are going to be so awesome in this play. But where's my name? Guys, you will never believe it. I got the best part in the show ever. I'm going to be stage manager. Instead of being on stage acting or singing, I'm going to work behind the scenes to make sure the show goes well. I'm in charge of, well, everything. I guess they could tell that I like to do a lot of different things. So instead of just giving me one part, they're letting me help out with all the parts. Isn't that cool? But this is a big show, and I'm in charge. I feel a little nervous. I wonder if Esther from our Bible story felt nervous when she became queen. I wonder if she knew God was working behind the scenes to make sure everything went well. Okay, My first step in being stage manager is to pray that God will work behind the scenes to help me work behind the scenes. God, thank you for doing cool stuff when I don't even know you are. And thank you for giving me this cool stage manager job in the show. Help me not to be nervous. Help me be brave. And know that you're always doing stuff, even if I can't see it. Amen! Okay, let's do this. I'm ready, friends. It's gonna be a great show. Thanks so much for learning and growing with me today. Remember, God works behind the scenes. Everyone places. Stage left. Stage right. Hands up, hands down. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. God's working behind the scenes. Let me tell you what I mean. God's directing and correcting. God's working behind the scenes. His love can be seen on every stage, in every part. Get ready. It's time to start. See you next time.
Hello Journey Kids! This month we're talking about the Book of Esther, theater style. This story begins, like all great stories do, with a tragedy. Queen Vashti was second in command to all of King Xerxes' land, but she chose to stand her ground and was asked to leave stage right. Thus beginning the story of Esther. Without Vashti, King Xerxes began looking for the fairest of them all, to be his queen. Women came from all around, hoping for their chance to become the queen, and there was a man named Mordecai who had a beautiful cousin named Esther. Esther joined the rest of the women in hopes to become the queen. There, she had to do 12 months of beauty treatments and makeup. I would barely survive 12 seconds of it. Anyway, Esther didn't share her nationality or background when she was there because Mordecai had told her not to do so. Mordecai would meet with Esther every day to check up on her. After the 12 months of makeup and beauty treatment, Esther was so beautiful that she won the favor of everyone who saw her, and she was taken to the king. The king was attracted to Esther more than to any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval. So Esther became the queen, and the king held a great banquet. And they all lived happily ever after. Temporarily. The end. In this story, the big idea was that God works behind the scenes, just like in a drama production. Say it with me, Journey Kids. God works behind the scenes. See you next week.
Hi there, Chicken Nuggets. It's me, Carl. Welcome to Grow TV.
Welcome to Grow TV. Hosted by Carl, where we have fun with our friends, talk about Jesus, and go over everything the Bible has to offer. Now once again, welcome to Grow TV.
Me. La 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 la. Oh, hey there, you little chicken nuggets. Oh, looks like you're a bit early, but that's okay. Right now, I'm in the middle of my vocal exercises. What's vocal exercise? That's a good question. It's like jumping jacks for your voice box. Like aerobics for your throat. I have some fun tongue twisters too. Watch this. Betty Botter brought some butter, but she said it was the butter's bitter. If I put it in the batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a better butter will make my batter better. So 'twas better Betty Butter brought a bit of better butter. And here's another one. A skunk sat on a stump and thunked the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. That's pretty easy to say if you ask me. Hey, probably ask yourself, Carl, why are you sitting in a cardboard fort and practicing tongue twisters and stuff? Well, kids, that is another good question. Your good friend and confidant is me, Carl. I'm gonna be in the theater. I'm gonna join a theater, a play, if you will. Exciting, right? Well, I guess I'm officially not in the play just yet. Apparently I have to go and audition and even figure out if I got a part in the play. So I figured if y'all are cool with it, I'm gonna use this time as an opportunity to do my audition and show you what I can do. You cool with that? Awesome, let's do it. Alright, good on, Mike. This crocodile over there. You see, the thing is that it doesn't matter if I'm here or there. This box is not big enough for the two of us. There's two things you need to know about me. One, I'm living in a box, and two, I like bowls of pudding. They may take our land, but they will never take our bowl of pudding. Oh, hi Grace. Hey, did you see all that?
Oh, yeah. That was incredible. You're definitely gonna get the part.
You really think so?
Oh, without a doubt, they're gonna love you.
Well, thanks, Grace. I guess I'm just kind of nervous about, I don't know.
About what?
Well, I'm gonna be alone during the audition, and I don't know, it's just scary.
Oh, yeah. Being alone can be very scary, but you don't have to worry about that.
Really? Why?
'Cause you're not alone.
Not? Ah! Wait, what are you talking about, Grace?
Sorry, I guess I could explain. You've heard of Esther, right?
Have I heard of Esther? Have I heard of Esther? No, I actually haven't. Can you actually tell me more about Esther? Because I don't know.
I would love to. Now, a long time ago, there was a king called Xerxes.
That's a cool name.
And King Xerxes was looking for a new queen.
What happened to the old queen? Wait, was she old? Did she die?
No. She was forced to leave because she disobeyed the king. You see, back in those days, whatever the king said was law, and everyone had to do what the king said.
Even the queen?
Yep, even the queen. One night, King Xerxes wanted to show off how beautiful the queen was to his friends, but the queen refused to be treated like this. So the king's closest advisors told Xerxes they had to make an example out of her. So he kicked her out of the palace and began the search for a new queen.
Whew, that's rough. So how'd they find the new queen? I bet it was a beauty contest. I've won my fair share of those before, so yeah.
I'm sure you have, but you're pretty much right. It was a beauty competition. The king was looking for someone even more beautiful than the previous queen, and maybe someone who won't question his orders.
Interesting. Where I come from, the homecoming queen is determined by who can spit a watermelon seed the furthest.
Yeah? And what's the record?
The homecoming queen 9 years ago spit a watermelon seed 300 yards. It's wild.
Wow, that's pretty far. Well, the young ladies who were gathered didn't have to spit a watermelon seed. And from among the many, many women who appeared before the king, one girl in particular would be the one that God was looking for.
You mean Xerxes, the king?
Nope. I mean, the king did choose this new queen, but God had a major plan for her too.
Esther? Is it Esther?
It sure was. Now, Esther's parents had passed away, but her cousin Mordecai had helped raise her and was a type of father figure to Esther. And when he found out she wanted to become queen, he supported her. But
what?
Mordecai told her to hide her identity as a Jewish woman.
What was that?
Well, the Jewish people had enemies, and if they found out Esther was Jewish, they might not allow her to even be given a chance to become queen. He was afraid something bad might happen to her.
Oh, that makes sense. It was like for her safety. So she can't tell anyone she's Jewish. What an acting challenge.
Exactly. Now, when Esther got ready and was standing before the people, everyone liked her. They found her to be beautiful. And so then it was time to go in front of King Xerxes.
Let her become queen. Let her get the part.
Well, when he saw Esther for the first time, he couldn't believe it. He said she was the most beautiful of all the women. And then he did something amazing. He picked up a crown and placed it on Esther's head. She was now the Queen of Persia.
Woo! She did it! She got the part! She did it. She went in there, she acted, she did her part, and bam! She's the queen lady now. The leading lady! The fact that she did this all by herself is just incredible.
Well, hold up. That's not exactly true.
What are you talking about?
Well, obviously Mordecai helped her by keeping her safe, but there is someone working in the background.
Background?
Yeah, behind the scenes. Have any guesses?
Is it God?
It is God. You're right.
But how is that possible? God wasn't mentioned once in this story.
That's the thing I wanted to share with you, Carl. Just because we can't see or hear God doesn't mean that God isn't there.
Really?
Of course, God promises to be with us always. We may not see or hear God working, but this story wouldn't have happened without God making it happen. God loves us very much, but there are times in our lives where we feel alone and discouraged. It can be easy to give up and think that God has abandoned us. But that will never happen.
Never?
Never. So don't worry about being alone during your audition. God will be there with you through that and every moment after.
Wow, thanks, Grace. So does that mean because God works behind the scenes, I'm for sure going to get the part I'm auditioning for?
Not necessarily, but you know what you did get? Our big idea. Hey kids, I don't know about you, but I am so excited to see Carl finally understanding our big idea today. And that is, God works behind the scenes. So let's say it out loud on the count of 3. But while you do it, you have to stand up and act like you're getting a standing ovation. You know, like wave, put your hands together and shake them like this, or give a bow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. God works behind the scenes. Great job, everybody! Now, make sure to tune in next week for Grow TV, because I have a pretty good feeling Carl might get the part in the play.
No way!
Told ya. See ya, kids, next week.
Thank you for watching, and tune in next week for a new episode of Grow TV.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 13. For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill His good purpose.